Well, let's stay in Geneva, where we can listen in to the UN Commission of Inquiry's Paolo Pinheiro on Syria, who's documenting atrocities committed in the Syrian war.
As a first step, diplomatic efforts must take place in parallel with provision of humanitarian assistance to those in desperate need. We call on all parties to abide by international law and allow for the sustained and unhindered provision of humanitarian supplies, including food and medication, to besieged and hard-to-reach areas. Throughout its mandate, since September 2011, we are commemorating 4.5 years of work, the Commission has impartially and independently documented violations committed by all sides. You know that we don't take sides in this conflict. Our work is victim-oriented and victim rights-based. All parties can start to reinforce the most basic respect for rule of law and human rights immediately. They can do so agreeing to confidence-building measures that address core concerns of Syrians at the local level, such as the immediate release of all prisoners arbitrarily detained. This was the case in many political transitions, even in my own region. I don't know why in Syria this will be different, that you leave the question of the prisoners for the end of the process. No, this issue must be tackled in ongoing process, and not just at the end of the process. All parties should allow monitoring of all detention centers. I said I'd like to stress all parties. I'm not speaking only about the government of Syria, but all the armed groups. Of course, the terrorist groups have also a place of detention. By the access by internationally recognized organizations, no single organization today or in the last 4 years had access to any facility in Syria. And there is a need to establish mechanisms to deal with cases of missing and disappeared persons. This was also the case in many political transitions, and I don't know why the political transition in Syria will be different. The ongoing political dialogue must also encompass a discussion on transitional justice, and we have elaborated this in our speech. The Commission has urged the members of the Human Rights Council, to use their leverage to support the peace process, to insist that the Security Council and influential states on all the factions in Syria, both on and off the Council, strongly support the political process, which offers the best chance until now, since 2011, to end the war in Syria. Thank you. My colleagues also will be delighted to comment or answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, that was Paolo Pinheiro from the United Nations, from their Commission of Inquiry into Syria and the war there, documenting or outlining some of the atrocities that have been committed by both sides during the 5-year civil war in Syria.